Hey folks, fine. For God's sakes, fine. I'll talk about it. I really didn't want to talk about it, but I'm going to talk about it, even though I am a man and my opinion probably doesn't matter for shit. I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to talk about this fucking memo. I'm going to talk about it. I don't want to, but I'm going to because I think that there is something that has been missed. And it falls in line with basically what I'm writing about right now, and it really is. I mean, it's fascinating to watch, and I wanted to bring it to light to people that maybe aren't noticing it. Um, First of all, if you don't know what I'm talking about, just look up voice memo guy. It's impossible. There's literally thousands and thousands of videos, and there's thousands and thousands of opinions on this. And that is really, honestly, I'm not going to even get into the actual memo or any of that. I would say if I were going to comment on that at all, this is the only thing I'm going to say about it. Uh, Game recognized game, and that dude's looking a little unfamiliar to me right now. So I'm just saying, like, game recognized game, and I'm just saying, like, I'm down, man, but game recognized game, and you gotta brush up on that shit. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Now, here's the bigger point, and this is really honestly like the biggest thing for me. It is fascinating to watch the discourse over this and watch the heated, discussion and people going at each other and, accounts blowing up and people, but what's amazing to me is how confident everybody is. I have been writing sparingly, but I have been writing what could maybe be one day a book. And the whole conceit of this argument, and it's something I'm studying, it's something I'm looking at, is the way that we speak, especially with social media now. We speak in a way that is much more confident, even though we really don't have the information necessary. And what it's amazing to me how confident so many people are on social media about just nebulous ideas, right? We don't know anything about these individuals in this. We know only what is in that voice memo. That's all we know. And yet there are people in here that are, doing giant think pieces about the content of that voice memo, really fucking pulling it apart, right? Dissecting every little thing, every word. Well, he said this in this way, and that means this, and this is consent, and this is coercion, and this is manipulation, and this is this, and this is, and people are just throwing these names and these ideas and these words that don't mean what they're actually saying they mean. Like, if you're actually following their definition in the English language and not just vibes, then the words that a lot of people are using aren't actually relevant. But it's amazing to me the way that everybody is so confident about it. Like, everybody that has made a video has been right in their own mind. But, and this is the more important thing, they've actually been right. It really doesn't matter what your opinion is on this. It doesn't matter what your take is on it. You're right. Because that's the whole point. And I genuinely believe this. Like, it doesn't, like, if you listen to that fucking video and your initial reaction is, oh my God, this is toxic, this is vile, what is he doing, oh my God, you're right. You're absolutely right. Because that's the point, right? Like, you wouldn't engage with anybody like that again. Does that mean that all men are like that? Does that mean that you should say, well, this is my reason, or this is, no, that's not at all. It's that one dude and the way he handled it. You didn't like it. Okay. If you're somebody that's getting on here and defending him and saying that what he did was right, this is what consent looks like, this is what, the steps to consent, if you want to put it that way. If you're somebody that's taking that tack, you're right. You're absolutely right. Because it was open communication. Some people say it was coercive, some people say it was manipulative, but, and that may be true. Maybe that was his intention. We don't know that. We can only read into that based upon our own understanding of it. But people are doing that very confidently. They're absolutely sure that this is what it means, and they're taking to the internet and they're influencing other people with their confidence over what happened, with their particular prescription of reality, because that's what we do now. We take to the internet and we just say, this is what that means. It couldn't be anything else. It's this, and it's only this, and that's it. And if you disagree with me, then you're absolutely going to hell in a handbasket. We don't ever bother to think, oh, I see how you see it. Okay, I understand. I see where you're going. It bothers me. I wouldn't do it, but that to me, in my opinion, I don't see anything to get horrifyingly upset about. But that's just me. He's not coming on to me. He's not telling me he wants to fuck me. So, I can distance myself in that way, but man, it's amazing to me how confidently so many people can get on here and spout their opinion on it as if it were a fact and have no context, no idea, no understanding of the individuals involved, have no grace for any sort of, just bumbling fucking, like I said, game recognized game. Maybe he's just a bumbling, like, dude. We don't know. We don't know anything. We don't know anything about these people. We don't even know if it's fucking real. We don't even know if it's fucking real. We live in a time where, yeah, sure, AI, but we live in a time where people do stupid shit on the internet all the time and they make it out to be real. And it's never, and a lot of times it's not. It's just people fucking doing a bit and it goes viral and it turns into a big fucking hot topic. And people are literally arguing and fighting and fucking, like, it's crazy to me because what this is representative of is nothing. It's one interaction between, from what I can tell, pretty young people just finding their way, trying to figure it out. And I mean, the problem is that people hear that, and a lot of women, especially women that have been hurt or damaged or seen it happen, which is most women now, they take it as, look at, this is an example of how heavy-handed men are. Look at how they're, and I didn't see that, but if that's how you take it, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Sure, yeah, absolutely. Whatever you get out of that voice memo, however you arrive at wherever it is, you're right. You're right. Now what? Move past it, or don't. Hang on to it. But what do you do about it? Like, what is holding on to this? What is arguing about this? What is, attack? Like, I've seen women literally going back and forth attacking each other over this. What does that do? How is that solving anything? How is that beneficial to anybody? What does that build? Nothing. Nothing. And I have not seen as many men talking about it, which is kind of, I think that a lot of men are just like, I'm not gonna say, so if I say anything, I'm gonna get fucking yelled at, which I get, right? I don't personally care. I'm not here to fucking impress anybody. I don't give a fuck what people think about me. So, as far as I'm concerned, whatever your opinion is on it, you're right. Now, what is your opinion on basically a bit of a phone conversation, and I'm conversation of a phone memo, of this piece of phone memo? What does that say about you? Your perception of it. The way that you are reading into it. What does that say about you? That's the question you should be asking. If it were me, if I were going to say something confidently, that's the question you should be asking. What is my interpretation of this say about me? Why am I arriving at this? What do I have some sort of ulterior motive? Do I have something in me that stirs with this? Is there something that I can see inside myself where I can actually gain from this? Where I can learn something about myself? Where I can see some trauma or some pent up, some repressed shit that I've got to deal with? Where am I arriving at this? Or, if you're on the other side of it, why do I trust that this is the way to be? Why do I think this is the way to be? What makes me believe that this is the way we should be? Where we completely sanitize any concept of, like, romance or flirting or anything else out of it. Like, why do we think that that's the right way to be? These are all very, very good questions, but I don't hear a lot of people actually asking the questions. They're just telling you or whoever else is watching what to think about it. I don't really care. I don't care. This is the world is literally falling apart. I don't really give a fuck about this dude's voice memo, and I don't really care about the social repercussions of it because nobody's really thinking for themselves. So, anyway, that's my thoughts on it. I think that it's preposterously stupid, but it's such a hot button topic that I felt like I should chime in a little bit and give my piece. Don't fall prey so easily to what other people are saying confidently on the internet. Think for yourself. And then when you think for yourself, diagnose why you thought that way. That will help you. Take care of yourself. Take care of others. I'll talk to you soon.